Yeah.
Yes, we're at the Kenda Drive-In in Marshall. Started out in 1966. It's one of the few drive-ins around that's still in business. And with a little help from our friends and their cars, we're going to take you back to those days. Back to those happy days.
Just like it was yesterday, let me tell you. We started dating in 1966. We've been married for 48 years. And we used to go to drive-ins. We weren't allowed to go to drive-ins, but we went anyway, you know, and we loved it. We really loved it, you know. Just loved the whole scene and seeing our friends and little kissing, you know. I mean, it was great, you know. And people like my buddy over there, we even, this guy over here, back before I started dating, a few guys came in the truck even, you know. I hate to admit it, but we did that. But we had loads of fun. We had loads of fun going to the drive-in. Loads of fun. What do you?
My girlfriends and I would go to the drive-ins.
Yeah.
And I can remember going to the drive-ins with my dad. And the first movie I remember going to with my dad was, what we were talking, the name of it?
The Sound of Music.
Sound of Music. It's really good memories for us.
There's yours. Got the dice.
Well, Kenda, I don't know what to say here.
Have dice in it.
I mean, I'm speechless.
I don't either.
Ask and they will come.
Ask and they will come.
I guess a drive-in and classic cars speaks a universal language.
It is obviously a good mix. Yes.
Tell us about the family history here with this drive-in.
My parents opened in 1966. They already had a theater up in town, and they opened the drive-in in April of 1966. I was a year old. Okay, so I've been raised. I was literally raised in this drive-in. We've been in continuous operation. My husband and I took over in 2003. So it's been a family-run operation the entire time. We've never closed. You know, we run year-round. So the most we've ever closed is a Christmas week. And besides that, we've always run.
Did you answer any questions?
We're always here.
How does it make you feel to bring back some of the America's past like this?
Well, you know, to me, it's not really, to me, it's just what we do, okay? It's what I've always done, and it's what, you know, and to the locals here, it's just the way we watch movies. To everybody else, it's America's past, it's everything else. But since we've never left, and we've never closed, we're just, you know, we're just part of the landscape. It's not America's past to us. It is the present, and it's the future.
My family loading all us kids into the back of a 51 Nash Rambler station wagon and driving to the drive-in theater in the town next to mine. It was Wamasett, Massachusetts. And the popcorn and the candies and the throw out the blanket in the back of the Rambler, and we just had a ball, you know. Didn't really care what movie was on at that time, but we had a ball anyways.
Okay, now I gotta admit, I've gotta come over here. I have never seen this. What kind of a truck is this?
This truck is a 1948 white cab over. There were commercial trucks back in the day from the 30s and 40s all the way up to the mid-60s. It's been modified now. It sits on a 2003 Chevrolet heavy-duty 3500 one-ton chassis. It's got the modern 6.0 gasoline engine, 4L80 automatic transmission, dual air conditioning, and you need it here in Arkansas. And like you said, it's quite unique. You'll never see another one like it.
That's the first time I've seen it. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I can remember the getting the biggest car you can get to get into the drive-in, pack that thing full and go. Seen several good movies back then. I think the first movie I ever did see back in '78 was Grease. And seen some other movies there, and it just, in high school, that's all we did. I mean, every weekend it was at the drive-in.
Well, Jackson, understand that this is your first time here at a drive-in. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I thought they had the screen put up to another side of the building, well, and I didn't know it looked like an unpainted billboard.
That guy looks like an unpainted billboard. You're right. I didn't think about that. Well, what's the story here, Daniel, with this Poison Ivy engine and this 57 Chevy?
My grandfather bought this car brand new in 1967, or 57, I'm sorry, and he bought it from me. I'm actually the second owner, but actually I'm the first owner because of him buying it for me. Now, the engine is named after a young lady I was going with out in Arizona where I grew up. We were out one night running around, and this kid asked me if I would race him. Of course, I said, yes, I will. And we got out on Selma Highway, and he beat me by 2 car lengths. But during that period of time, on XCRB radio station out of Los Angeles, was a coaster doing Poison Ivy. Well, we got together that week. We rebuilt the engine, made it hotter. The same kid, 1 week to the day, went back out on Selma Highway, and the coaster played Poison Ivy again. Connie slapped the dash after I beat the guy about a car and a half length. She said, this car is Poison Ivy. And now it's Poison Ivy.
That's great. Fantastic.
This is a 1958 Ford Fairlane, and my husband and I purchased it around Thanksgiving about 5 years ago from a gentleman from St. Louis, Missouri, and he owns a car shop up there in St. Louis. I'm not sure if he did restorations or just sold automobiles, but it was in his shop for over 40 years, and it's an original numbers matching car. He purchased it from St. Louis, Missouri, where it was made. We tracked the VIN number, and it was made in St. Louis, Missouri. So it spent its whole life in Missouri till we purchased it, and we just love it. It's all original, and we really haven't changed anything about it. We just enjoy showing it, and a lot of people enjoy seeing it. And we love the four-door because we can get many people in to just go for rides.
My grandmother actually gave me this car in 1963 when I was a senior in high school. And of course, it had a busted block in the motor and stuff, and so I put it inside a barn and set up on cross tide. It sat there from 1963 till, like I said, about 12, 13 years ago. And when I took it off the blocks, the tires still had air and everything in them. I pulled it down to my farm shop. We disassembled it. I cleaned it all up, rebuilt the engine in it, and had it sitting in boxes. It took me 4 years to get this car completely redone, from the time I started to the time we completed. But since we've got it completed, I've made 6 trips to Florida in it, down to cruising the coast, down to the Emerald Coast and things. And we've made numerous car shows here in Arkansas. And of course, we're up here today to the drive-in, something that we thought was kind of neat, something unique that we wanted to do.
I remember back in the 60s, the nice big cars that they had, you know, cool cars, muscle cars, and how cool it was to sit out there and listen to the music, see the big Technicolor screen, and the sound was great, and it was just a lot of open air. It was fun. You could smell popcorn all over, you know, and plus if you had a date, that was really good, you know. and we enjoyed that. So that's what I remember about them. A lot of fun.
And you still go back to those that, like this one, that are still going.
Yes, we came here 2 years ago on our 46th anniversary with the car club that we're in. Big crews come from Cabot, and we came for this one too. We'll come back every year on our anniversary here, so it's about the closest one we can find. It's a lot of fun.
And we just had our 48th anniversary last week.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I've got his ring around my neck still from high school.
Oh, that was good old days. Pretty cars and pretty girls.
There you go.